I've been hearing the term fad diet a lot. Like on the show The Doctors, when they had fun making fun of my diet. But I don't think people, especially professionals, should be using that term because that's not a scientific term. Now, what does a fad diet mean? The definition of a fad diet is something that comes and goes and is not meant to be permanent. That would apply to a weight loss diet. People go on a diet and then they go off it when it's completed its task. And this is why I've been saying lately that the raw vegan diet is not, never mind a vegan diet, but then most people call anything different from mainstream fad diet. But what is the alternative? It's the standard diet, the fad diet. What kind of alternative is that? Well, that diet has shown itself to cause a lot of problems and health crises. So maybe there's a good reason for all these fad diets out there. Now, but what you have here is the word fad diet is a word, it's a political word. It's used to get people to think of it in a certain way, in a negative way. It's pretty sad to see the doctors using this word. You might be able to tell I've been refraining to make a whole video on that jerk. Can't get that guy out of my head. So these people, they want to make any other type of eating look bad by calling it extreme eating. Actually, I think I just made that up. That's basically what they'd call it. But let's talk about the fad diet again. Sure, it's been around for a while. It's an unnatural way to eat, so there was a time when it was first made up. I say that the people who invented all these mainstream eating customs, also called habits, they were the first ones to do it before anyone was doing it. I call them the extreme eaters. So even though the diet's been around a long time now, actually it keeps on progressing. I call it degressing. The people eating the standard diet are the ones who are practicing extreme eating. I am simply eating the way similar animals eat in nature and have been doing for millions of years. There's the Weston Price diet. Now that's been around for a while, so I guess you can't call it a fad anymore. And yeah, you don't see the doctors picking that one apart.
Wow, look at that cute little
This is bananas. But we have
We've heard this before. As far as the weight loss diets, well, people don't stay on those too long for good reason. So it's not that dangerous. Then there's the biggest food fad going around called Paleo. And well, I've called that a fad because it is for most people. But then, yeah, I said that about raw vegan. It's a fad for most people but not for everyone. And there's paleo people that will stick with that diet too. If after everything you hear from the high fruit people, if you are still weary of going real high fruit, you should also be wary about ever going back to the paleo diet. People might get benefits on paleo in the beginning. I see this all the time. These people, they don't stay on it long. Any benefits are early on. And that's from what they're not eating. But that's not a way of eating that you want to stick to your whole life. It's really a dead end. Cutting yourself off from foods that may still be unnatural, but they're not as bad for you as meat and butter. Meat may be natural, but it's not natural for us. Our bodies are not equipped for that. All that other stuff they eat, like butter, that's crazy. Butter is like a man-made food. And then there's coffee. Now, let's understand that the only reason every one of them drinks coffee is because they have to. We were meant to have energy naturally. There's one other thing I want to talk about. Because a few days ago, one of the members of our YouTube vegan community posted a video on why he doesn't vote. That he got a lot of negative comments under that video. There's a few from me. I've been promoting voting for the last 16 years. So yesterday was election day, and I voted. It feels good to do that. It takes a few minutes too. This guy on YouTube, he was bugging me before this video that he made. A few months back, he made this video with a thumbnail. One woman slapping another woman's butt. and none of that was even in his video. That was really irritating. And recently he made a video saying he was quitting YouTube. And when I first saw that title, I thought, I don't believe it. It's just another one of those titles people do. A lot of people do that just to get attention. But then I watched the video, and it looked like, well, he was half telling the truth. He's starting a new channel, and just gonna move to that, change topics. But he didn't do that. I think he should. About the voting, we agree. Most of the things he said in his video were good. Most of us agree the government is really bad, corrupt. But I've gotten a new thought lately that it's really the American people. They're responsible. We the people. Our government, any government's going to be as corrupt as the people will allow. And by not voting, you're just allowing it.
But I don't think that we're going to see anything except more obstruction. And the reason for it is it has worked for 6 years. So we can look back. Here's the thing: if you want to look back at the last 6 years, you got. I'm focusing on looking forward on what I can change that I can do. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow's meeting.
He doesn't
That's
vote.
what I can do to help myself.
I didn't see him. He wasn't at his desk. He was in bed because he's a low carb. I don't know if the person he's talking to votes, but he's real polarized, the person he's talking to. So he's not going to change. As for this guy here, listen how loud he was talking about. Listen how passionate. And he made good points too. He gets it. And he doesn't even bother voting. Government isn't scared of this guy who doesn't vote. They don't know about him. And he was just saying the government doesn't care about him or any of us. But at least the government knows about me. They know I exist because of this. Whether my vote makes a difference or not, they know I'm out there. They know I'm a voter, that I care. I'm talking about marijuana legalization now. He's for legalization. But he hasn't voted for it. I wish I got that on tape. So they're arguing. They're on opposite sides of most issues. And he just said, yes, it is. I would argue all day long that it is. That's the thing. He can talk an hour about political issues. Over the years, he's done that. But he won't take a few minutes to vote his beliefs. And they're talking about religion now. We'll skip over that. And over here, we've got Obama speaking live.
Thank you, Mr. President. If you do miss us, allow me to
And
humbly suggest we do this every week.
he said a few minutes ago that the voters,
Go back to immigration. Moments before you walk
yesterday's voting, the voters are calling for the government to get stuff done.
future executive
Get stuff
legalize
done.
a certain number of millions of undocumented
And I disagree.
It would be like waving a red flag
It looks like
in
at least the people who voted
considered opinion
yesterday,
of the Republican majority.
we don't have any idea about the people who didn't vote because they have no voice. We have no idea what they think, and it didn't matter what they think because they didn't vote. The people who voted seem to be voting for even less stuff to get done. And we're getting less done than ever in the last few years. By having one party in the White House and another party dominating Congress, nothing's going to get done.
All you know what I'm doing? Shut up.